radio show.
K the boss. K the
Brought to you by Lake Gary.
You are now tuned in to the Lake Gab Radio. Brought to you by Lake Gab Reefy. Come and hear the show. Share and subscribe. It's a whole nother vibe. Watch a real street nigga go live. Give you all the real facts, the real deal. Show you how the hood feel. Black politics, the current events, you might get the chills. It's just a day in the life of the culture. All my youngins tap into an educated soldier. Peace to the gods. Peace to the earth. If you down and stressed out, make sure you know your worth. Go and hustle for yours. Get your face out the dirt, cause your heart's still beating. It can be way worse. 1500, we got it out the mud. We all love the hood, but the streets show no love. We on all platforms, come and listen to the truth. It's a ski Vasquez, I lit a fire in the booth.
Always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. I mean, it was like, you know, trust. It takes too much energy to not trust someone. You know what I mean? It takes too much energy. You only got to stay 2 steps ahead of them, whatever. But trust them to be there.
To be themselves.
Trust the snake to fight you. Trust the lion to laugh. Trust the thief to steal from you. Like, trust them to be them. But know them when you see them.
Is Black my story? Yeah. So all year, you know, I do that anyway. Black history, Black my story, all year. You know, I bring out this and that, Black. I might bring up a Black historian, you know, somebody that contributed to the struggle. You feel me? I know a lot of you house niggas hate it. Who gives a fuck? You know, y'all mad because y'all on some kumbaya shit, so it irks y'all nerve when I talk to the people. You feel me? Let me edit that right there. I put drown wrong. I know it irks y'all nerve when I talk to the people about the corruption of America. You know, like I said, a lot of y'all on y'all kumbaya shit, y'all want to mentally erase, you know, the past of your ancestors, what they went through, in order to get along with your oppressor. I know how y'all niggas is. But if you watch this, you're going to learn about the tragedies that the black people had to withstand. You feel me? I'm going to forever share that information, whether you like it or not. Your bootlicking, jive, shoe shuffling chump. Tonight is a special edition. Some of you may heard of black cities being, you know, going underwater in about 2 weeks. You know, some of you may not. For those that don't, sit back and you're going to learn something today about the world. Not only the world you live in, but the country you live in. I'm just trying to get it together. I see I made some mistakes on Facebook. We put the link right at the top. Yeah, but you're gonna learn how you say you gonna learn today about Black My Story. This is my story year with the Late Guy Radio Show. We about to make it happen, man. So I got I think 15-minute documentary of they're gonna cover the cities that was and towns that was, smothered, flooded, suppressed, we could say a lot, thrown away, buried. It make you think about the cities that was flooded and how many lives that was taken, you know. Um, you think about it. Think about the town you live in and how many people that's in that town, right? How many people in Asbury Park, babe? What's the population? About 8,000? Something like that? That's a lot for that small place.
New Jersey is currently.
So you imagine the town that you in and all the people, you know, I can imagine these floods happened when it was unexpected. So people was caught off guard. Imagine all the children that drowned, all the elderly people that drowned. You know what I mean?
New Jersey got 15,200. I mean, Asbury got 15,239.
Overpopulated.
Mm-hmm.
So in the town I'm from, Asbury Park, New Jersey, small town, 1 square mile. It's 15,000 people right now. And it's 15,000 some odd people. So imagine that whole town flood. Let's say an educated guess out of 15,000, let's say 3,000 people drowned, right? Okay, you times the average city. Let's not even say 3,000. Let's be kind of how can I say this? Not kind,
about
but
in our communities where most people couldn't swim anyway.
Right.
So the likelihood of
Right.
most
That's
of
why
the
I'm trying to be
people
nice and say 2,000. But out of 15,000 people, let's give an educated guess. How many people? Like when places get flooded, hit with a tsunami, right? They always be like 100 people died. I think they be lying about the.
tsunami?
I'm just saying when a place flood, it don't be like thousands of people
Yeah,
die in
right.
the town, right?
That's what they don't
But they
tell
tell you like a couple, like 50, or they be like 100 people got injured, like that. But I'm taking an educated guess. Maybe if 15,000 people, if the government purposely
Don't
flooded
open
them
the
out,
door. Sit down.
it should be about, let's say 1,000. Let's say 1,500 people drowned, right? So they saying that the government flooded 200 black towns across America with people. Let's say the population 10,000. So let's say 1,500 times 200. That's a lot of fucking people. You feel me? Now, one of those towns that the government flooded, was it ever reimbursed for the death? Well, you can't be reimbursed for death, but they never set up an infrastructure to help the people rebuild the wealth that they had, because these most of them was wealthy places. You know what I mean? They swept it under the rug. Okay. So we always ask about where's reparations, but we never ask about where's our money for all the places that y'all flooded. Now these towns, most of the land was owned by the people. You know what I'm saying? So what they do, drown them out, and
Yeah, rebuild the city.
and keep it for themselves. So this is a documentary I got that I want to play to break down to the people that's hard of hearing, and a lot of people that don't want to listen to me.
The government flooded the area to create Lake Lanier. Today, the lake is a popular recreation site, but only a few visitors buried under decades of silence. This isn't some haunting historical tale from the past, but the reality of over 200 black cities. Imagine standing near a quiet, peaceful lake as you watch the sunset fall into the calm waters. It's tranquil, almost serene, until you realize the dark secret that's hidden beneath the beautiful surface. What if I told you that an entire city is beneath those waters? You heard me right. Not just any town, but a black community that was once thriving. It wasn't a mistake. These cities were wiped away deliberately, and its story was buried under decades of silence. This isn't some haunting historical tale from the past, but the reality of over 200 black cities across the United States. These cities were places where black families who came fresh from the horrors of slavery dared to dream of a better future. They built an entire town that had homes, schools, and businesses that stood as symbols of hope and resilience. But what happened next is shocking. These communities became targets of resentment and destruction. The supremacy didn't just want to suppress black success, but also wanted to erase it from existence. And so, under the guise of progress, the government stepped in, flooding these communities and drowning their stories, their legacies, and their dreams beneath the waters. Why would the government do this? And how could such a deliberate act of erasure happen on such a large scale? This isn't just a story of lakes and dams, but one that was inspired by racism as a weapon against black progress. This is a dark chapter in history that most people are not familiar with, a deliberate attempt to ensure these black cities were wiped away and forever forgotten. In this video, we're exposing these hidden stories and bringing them to light. Get comfortable as we dive into the depths of America's water to uncover how systemic racism led to the literal and figurative drowning of black progress. Before we dive in, like this video and subscribe to this channel. Let's dive in. To truly understand what led to the drowning of these black cities, we must first know what they represented: resilience, innovation, and hope. After the Civil War, when the slaves became free, black Americans found themselves in a tight situation. Freedom had been declared, but equality was far from reality. Many former slaves and their descendants sought refuge in building their community where they could excel and be free from the oppression of the whites. From the late 19th century to the early 20th century, these black communities had made significant progress. Some towns like Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is popularly known as Black Wall Street, and Eatonville, Florida, rose as beacons of success. Beyond being residential settlements, they were centers of innovation. Schools were established, businesses prospered, and black Americans proved that they could achieve greatness despite the odds stacked against them and the challenges that dropped their back to the ground. But their success did not just pass by like the wind. It attracted the interest of the whites, and it became a threat. White neighbors became envious, and a deeply ingrained belief in black inferiority and a growing resentment. How could a people they once enslaved now exceed them in wealth, education, and influence? Systemic racism became a lifestyle. The same government that promised freedom and justice for the people began to create laws and policies designed to frustrate the progress of blacks. Jim Crow laws promoted segregation and denied black citizens of their fundamental rights. These policies ensured black families couldn't buy homes in prosperous neighborhoods, sidelining them from wealth-building opportunities. Despite these barriers, black communities continued to progress. During the early 1900s, many of these towns were entirely independent. Banks owned by blacks, schools, hospitals, and churches provided everything their residents needed. but their prosperity came at a dangerous cost. They became targets. White supremacists unleashed acts of violence, and entire towns were burned to the ground during race massacres. As if the violence wasn't enough, they employed a new measure of destruction, one that disguised to be progress. Infrastructure projects like dams, reservoirs, and lakes became tools of oppression. Under the pretense of public good, governments declared eminent domain that forced black families off their land. These communities that were built on dreams and hard work were drowned and erased from the map and memory of people. What we see today as tranquil bodies of water were thriving centers of black excellence. The question is, targets of resentment and destruction. The supremacy didn't just want to suppress black success, but also wanted to erase it from existence. And so, under the guise of progress, the government stepped in, flooding these communities and drowning their stories, their legacies, and their dreams beneath the waters. Why would the government do this? And how could such a deliberate act of erasure happen on such a large scale? This isn't just a story of lakes and dams, but one that was inspired by racism as a weapon against black progress. This is a dark chapter in history that most people are not familiar with, a deliberate attempt to ensure these black cities were wiped away and forever forgotten. In this video, we're exposing these hidden stories and bringing them to light. Get comfortable as we dive into the depths of America's water to uncover how systemic racism led to the literal and figurative drowning of black progress.
We got the God Not Shit in the building. What's good?
Peace is good.
Hey, man, this is something I wanted to expose a while back. Somehow I forgot about bringing it up. But this is, it's Black My History Year. I don't say Black History Month no more, because all year I'm exposing the truth about Black greatness and how the U.S. try to delete not only us but the accomplishments. And this is a perfect documentary to cover on how the system, they say, like you said, pull your bootstraps up. This is a big example how every time we do, they in our business trying to destroy us, everything we built. And we talk about reparations, but let's get to the shit y'all destroyed of ours. Y'all didn't even reimburse us for that, the lives y'all took.
Every black town,
right?
Every black town, they had their hand in destroying it. What they did, they destroyed them, they burnt it down, they ran highways through the middle of them.
Right. I was talking about how in Asbury Park alone, this is not Neptune, this is Asbury. You know it's 15,000 people in Asbury Park that live in Asbury Park right now? 15,000 in 1 square mile? That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's say that's a town, right? And they say 200 towns. That's estimated. It could be way more. It could be double that, triple that. Let's say 200 small towns. We ain't talking about big towns. We talking about a small town like Asbury, right?
Yeah.
So you got 15,000 people there, right? Right?
Yeah.
I wanted to take an estimated guess. Because when there be floods and shit like Hurricane Katrina, how many people died in Hurricane was alive in Hurricane Katrina? Right. Let me look that up. Just to get that's all across Louisiana, was it?
Yeah.
So we can't even compare that. Well, we're gonna
take out the whole state.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're gonna take an estimated guess then. Okay, let's say out of 15,000 people, we know when there's floods on TV and shit, they be like 100 people died. I think they lying because that's just a little bit of people if something flood. Imagine all the babies that can't swim, all the older people.
Old people, yeah.
Yeah, so let's And we being generous by this. That's triple that. Let's say 300 people died out of 15,000 people, right? Now we
Yeah.
times that 300 people times 200 towns, right?
Yeah.
Nah, hell no. Nah, hell no. That's 6,000 people, right? Yeah, 6,000. 6,000 people. Nah, hell no. Way more black people died than that.
What, in Katrina?
No, I'm talking about in history.
Oh.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Legendary.
just doing an estimate, but it got to be way more than 6,000. Because they was wiping out whole towns on there. I don't think. Now, you think about it. They so cruel. If they flooded the town and people were trying to survive the flood, they probably was killing them off. I heard people was getting sniped. I heard a white dude said, "Yeah, in Katrina, we was going around."
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So
It said anybody trying to cross that bridge to get to the other side where all the white people was, they were shooting them.
So that's like a tradition in them. So ain't no telling how many people they murdered. So my thing is reparations. Y'all gotta restore the things that y'all destroyed. Now imagine like that's a whole setback when you do that to people. You know what I mean? It's
So
like a
imagine
whole
if they rebuild all the cities that they destroyed.
They rebuild them for themselves.
Yeah.
They didn't rebuild them for the people they took it from. It's cold blooded, bro.
That's like in Forsyth, Georgia, where I think it was a little girl that got murdered, whatever, or some lady lied and said they raped her. They killed a lot of the black men. They chased everybody else out of town, and they kept reselling the land. And the people still trying to get the land back. It's basically an all white town to this day. It's a couple black people that just moved there few years back, but they still reselling the land that was stolen.
You got to think about it, right? History repeats itself, especially if we let it. Now, this is the same government that did the same thing to the whole America before it was even called America. So they're just repeating their strategies over and over again.
But that's why they don't want to lose that power, because they fear it's going to happen to them.
I mean, it should happen to them, though. It should. You don't think it should?
Yeah, I mean karma. Yeah, I mean if it's karma, if it's time for the karma to come, it's gonna come.
Right. And that's all I'm in. Since you put me up onto that interview with the dude Marquette, what's his name? Marquette?
Yeah, Marquette.
Yes, since you put me on that interview, all I've been hearing all over the internet is white males saying that they dying off.
Yeah, that's what they saying.
Well, but you know what? We've been saying that though.
Yeah.
That was all in the lessons, like
And then they want to keep their race pure. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but
you can't. If they do that, they're gonna be out of there. Let's get back into this.
Before we dive in, like this video and subscribe to this channel. Let's dive in. To truly understand what led to the drowning of these black cities, we must first know what they represented: resilience, innovation, and hope. After the Civil War, when the slaves became free, Black Americans found themselves in a tight situation. Freedom had been declared, but equality was far from reality. Many former slaves and their descendants sought refuge in building their community where they could excel and be free from the oppression of the whites. From the late 19th century to the early 20th century, these black communities had made significant progress. Some towns like Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is popularly known as Black Wall Street, and Eatonville, Florida, rose as beacons of success. Beyond being residential settlements, they were centers of innovation. Schools were established, businesses prospered, and Black Americans proved that they could achieve greatness despite the odds stacked against them and the challenges that dropped their back to the ground. But their success did not just pass by like the wind. It attracted the interest of the whites, and it became a threat. White neighbors became envious, and a deeply ingrained belief in black inferiority and a growing resentment. How could a people they once enslaved now exceed them in wealth, education, and influence?
Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Remember we talked about how they did a little experiment. And this is true, you could look it up. They took white people, white families, they took black families, they put them in the same environment, same neighborhood. And what they found out after a while, the white people just thought they was better than them. You know what I mean? On some bullshit. Like, when they had the same opportunities, they was in the same struggle. But it just, I don't know, some hate, it circulated. I think it's just, there might be just a natural thing, man.
Well, it's dealing with white privilege. Like, even the poorest white person think they're better than the richest black man.
That's a fact. It's just, I guess it's our melanin, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that, I guess it makes them envious, man. It makes them envious.
That's like when Trump was making accusations that he's bringing coal back to West Virginia. You seen all those poor white trash that was in West Virginia. We support Trump. We love Trump. And then all of a sudden, he lied. He ain't bring no coal mine jobs back.
They want to work in them shits. Who the fuck want to work in a coal mine?
That's what they did all their life. They don't know that.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
They did that all their life.
That's crazy.
Living a good life, making like $30 an hour. They did it. The kids did it. Their kids did it.
Systemic racism became a lifestyle. The same government that promised freedom and justice for the people began to create laws and policies designed to frustrate the progress of blacks. Jim Crow laws promoted segregation and denied black citizens of their fundamental rights. These policies ensured black families couldn't buy homes in prosperous neighborhoods, sidelining them from wealth-building opportunities. Despite these barriers, black communities continued to progress. During the early 1900s, many of these towns were entirely independent. Banks owned by blacks, schools, hospitals, and churches provided everything their residents needed. But their prosperity came at a dangerous cost. They became targets. White supremacists unleashed acts of violence, and entire towns were burned to the ground during race massacres. As if the violence wasn't enough, they employed a new measure of destruction, one that disguised to be progress. Infrastructure projects like dams, reservoirs, and lakes became tools of oppression. Under the pretense of public good, governments declared eminent domain that forced black families off their land. These communities that were built on dreams and hard work were drowned and erased from the map and memory of people. What we see today as tranquil bodies of water were thriving centers of black excellence. The question is, why hasn't history remembered them? Why were their stories given a blind eye? The answer lies in the intentional act of systemic racism. This act was determined to harm black communities and to ensure their successes were forgotten. These cities weren't just towns, they were legacies that, despite being buried underwater, demand to rise again. The conscious drowning of black cities across the United States wasn't just a historic accident, but a calculated act of systemic oppression. The government used eminent domain laws and infrastructure projects as cover to carry out a campaign that would erase thriving black communities and replace them with lakes, reservoirs, and dams. Under these calm waters are the physical remnants of homes and businesses, and also the buried legacies and stories of black resilience and progress. During
What happened?
You know, right now, Nasir is a black lady. I want to look at that name.
No.
Black lady right now that she go around diving, looking for these black towns. Yeah, this shit is crazy. She found a couple of them too.
Is that? I think that's the same lady that be diving with the people that be going finding like the leftover, like the remains of the slave ships.
Yeah.
It's the black scuba diver.
My bad.
Yeah.
That's what she doing. Yeah, that's what she doing. My bad. Yeah, but you mean to tell me under these lakes we could go and it be fucking pieces of houses and shit down there?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Like what's that in? Like the one in Georgia. What's that? Lake Lanier. It was a whole town.
Yeah.
Nobody died in that one. Just 100 houses got was underwater. Nobody died.
Check this out, right? So I'm saying, like, you mean to tell me, well, if we go underwater these towns that was, the government flooded, black city, it's everything, like, they really trying to hide this shit. There's some shit. It's a town in New Jersey they flooded. Black town in New Jersey and shit, man. I hope they mention this shit on here, man.
Yeah, that town was named after me.
And then what?
I was just playing.
Yeah, don't play tonight, man. This shit real. Don't play tonight. This is my history. It's my history, yeah, you heard?
In the early 20th century, as the country grew, large-scale infrastructure projects became crucial to meet the demands for electricity, water, and flood control. The government used eminent domain with a claim of private property for public use as a tool to seize land. However, black communities were disproportionately targeted, with almost no regard for their rights or any form of compensation. These projects weren't just about utility, they served a dual purpose. Under the guise of progress, black communities were brought down to nothing, and their lands were often deemed expendable. In reality, these projects became a strategy to dismantle the economic and social backbone of thriving black cities. An infamous example of a drowned black city is Oscarville, Georgia, beneath Lake Lanier. During the early 1900s, Oscarville was an active black community in Forsyth County, Georgia. It had a good number of schools, churches, and farms that were established by industrious black families. But racial violence changed the whole narrative. In 1912, after baseless accusations against black residents, white mobs forced almost the entire black population out of the county. They went as far as seizing their lands, and by the 1950s, the government flooded the area to create Lake Lanier. Today, the lake is a popular recreation site, but only a few visitors know it sits in a community that was destroyed by racial hatred. Another city is Boynton, Alabama. Boynton was another thriving black residential settlement that provided economic independence and a sense of community to its residents. In the mid-20th century, it was drowned to create the Walter F. George Reservoir. The families displaced by this project received little compensation, and their historic legacy was swallowed by the rising waters. Another city you didn't know about is the Tennessee Valley. During the New Deal era, the Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, was tasked with building dams and reservoirs to provide electricity and flood control. Although the projects benefited many, black communities were often given up in the process. Thousands of black families were displaced, their homes and towns flooded, while white landowners were more likely.
I don't believe they was displaced. I believe they just flooded their ass. Because we seen what they did with Katrina. I think they just flooded the motherfuckers. Whoever survived, whoever they let survive. Because remember, Nasir, we said in Hurricane Katrina, when the shit flooded, they allegedly blew up the levees. The white men said they was going around shooting motherfuckers like dogs in the water. You feel me?
Anybody trying to get across that bridge, they say they was shooting.
So imagine years back when it was crazy. Like, man, they was probably picking motherfuckers off, man.
Shit, you know they was.
Yeah, displaced. Yeah, that sound like some bullshit to me, man. I know a lot of niggas don't want to hear this, man, but it's the bitter truth. I know y'all trying to build a new kumbaya world, but you're gonna hear it tonight, man. You're gonna hear it tonight. Yeah, this is Black My History Year, because I don't do Black History Month. Black My Story Year. And y'all gonna hear the truth all year, man. Yeah.
Likely to receive fair compensation. The government not only facilitated the destruction of black cities, but actively ensured their stories were buried. Records of these communities were rarely preserved, and the descendants of displaced families were left without a voice. The establishment of these lakes and reservoirs wasn't a random act of development, but an intentional choice that prioritized white progress over black lives. In many scenarios, the displacement was accompanied by violent intimidation. Black residents were often given short notice before being evicted. Those who resisted were threatened, or even worse, just to make them comply through fear. Before the flooding of these communities, many were already under siege. Incidents of racial violence like the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre and the 1919 Red Summer created an environment where black towns became vulnerable. These communities that were once devastated by violence became easy targets for so-called progress. The drowning of black cities is one of the earliest examples of environmental racism. White communities were often spared or adequately compensated, while black towns were disproportionately chosen for displacement. This pattern echoes today in scenarios where black neighborhoods are subjected to harmful environmental policies and projects. When over 200 black cities were drowned under the umbrella of progress, the consequences of the destruction went far beyond the physical effects. These weren't just towns submerged underwater, but aspirations of vibrant communities, symbols of black resilience, and the embodiment of dreams that refused to die after centuries of enslavement. What was lost in these acts of systemic racism still haunts us today and shapes the reality of racial inequality in America. These floods robbed black families of their wealth, land, homes, and businesses, never to be gotten back. The story of drowned black cities is more than just a historical tragedy. This exemplifies how systemic racism used infrastructure as a weapon and destroyed the dreams and aspirations of many. Think about.
Now check this out. What we do, build again, right? That's it. We build again, right? And what they do? They do the same thing over and over. You feel me? Didn't that happen in Philly? Didn't they bomb Philly? Yeah. We ain't forget about that, right? 80. I think it was in the 80s. They really flew over there with helicopters and dropped bombs. It's crazy, man. And we be quiet, like, I don't know, man. We got a problem with just like
Rolling over.
It is what it is. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Rolling over.
It's crazy, man. Now, see, you got two up there.
Hold on, let me log out.
Talk out the old one. Okay, there we go. Alfred, did you know about this rhetoric right here?
Oh, that ain't no rhetoric.
Did you know about this systematic savageness that they did to us? He's out of here. We got him out of here. Good. Hey, Big Maga, did you know about this systematic racism that they did to us?
I know a lot about our history, bro.
Yeah. How did it make you feel?
How did it make me feel? Made me feel happy.
Why you feel happy?
Because I felt happy.
I'm trying to figure out why would a black man in America, knowing the history of...
Same way I'm trying to figure out why the fuck you would ask me how I feel about it. What difference would it make how I feel about it?
Well, okay, I'm not gonna ask
You asked me how I felt about it, and I told you how I felt about it. I answered your question.
So I'm gonna ask you.
I don't need to go into the cycle
diagnosis
of why I feel happy.
Upset because it's
My people's always told me if you ask a dumbass question, you get a dumbass answer. So since you asked me a dumbass question, I give you a dumbass answer.
How is it dumb? I'm asking you how I feel. How you feel? About the tyrannical hands that sabotage black excellence. How do you feel as a black man in America? What your government did to your people? And you said I asked a dumb question. Because I already know how
because whether I feel what I feel, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the progress or the advancement of our people? What does what I feel? What does that have to do with anything? What does being emotional, stirring up emotions and being angry, what does that have to do with anything? How does that make you better and get you further? Answer that. How does stirring up emotion and being angry get you farther ahead in life? How does that benefit you now? How does that benefit you now? You asked me a question, right? You said, how does that make me feel? I said, it make me feel happy. So I answered your question. So now I'm answering you a question. How does stirring up anger and bringing up something and getting people emotional, how does that benefit you right now and get you farther ahead right now?
That's how they want him. He's a house nigga. Wow. House niggas don't even get scared up there. History about himself. That's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm the agent. That's right. I'm the agent. I'm the agent. I'm the agent. I'm the agent. I'm gonna take all the heat. I'm the agent. What I want to know is, just answer that question. Stirring up emotion and getting angry about something that happened 60 years ago in the 80s. What is you gonna do right now, today? What are you gonna put in place right now?
We know you're happy about it. So we gonna move on to somebody else. We gonna move to somebody else.
I asked you a question though. Why you can't answer my question?
We gonna move to somebody else. We're gonna move to somebody else.
Oh, you don't want to answer that, huh? You don't want to
answer. You said you're happy. The people heard that you're happy about it.
Good. I'm glad they heard it.
Free, how about you, Free?
I was gonna say something totally different, but the brother just got my mind going crazy.
Say what you gonna say. Say what you gonna say. Say what you gonna say. Don't worry about what
because I'm not. I'm just it's kind of true though. For number one, you asked the question how I feel. I feel slightly robbed, but then you said robbed of what? Or something I never had. I wasn't around when these things was going on. Then the rebuttal to that would be, well, wouldn't that be slightly kind of, if we have black excellence today,
right,
the head start that the other people have? Wouldn't we have the same head start if we had all of those benefits from those businesses and neighborhoods and things that was destroyed from us? Yeah, but then it goes back to his question because all it do is still it might make you angry. So how does that help you today?
I mean, if you don't feel
And
angry,
that's not. I'm not asking you, and I'm not asking you. No, because my name I'm free. I'm asking
hold
you
on,
how
hold on,
free.
chill,
I
let
just
him
can't.
speak.
I
Hold on,
can't
be
see.
quiet. Be quiet, let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. Go ahead, Free. Go ahead, Free.
Nah, I do with patience, and think things through. The question is, regardless of how that would make me feel, what can I do about what happened? And after that, how, like, and even if these things were recognized, who is the one to be able to overturn these things? What do we do? That brings you back to a reparation thing, right? Something that just don't seem like it's ever going to happen. So what we're going to do? We're going to get mad about it. The basic answer is I feel slightly robbed, but robbed of something I never had. You see what I'm saying? It's just a big circle of emotions that really don't hold no weight on anything that's happening today. Yes, it's great to be educated on these things. However, at the same time, being educated on these things, is that going to help me get this man his $2,500 in the next 3 days? I mean, for rent type thing. I'm just saying. Regardless of how I feel, I'm mad. I'll be upset about a lot. We could be upset about a lot of different things. We could be feeling robbed and shorted out of a lot of different things. However, the way things are today, regardless of how you feel, what the fuck is going to happen? What is it going to do for you? The ultimate answer is I feel slightly robbed.
How about you,
That's
Naf? Nasir, knowing that 200 black towns, thriving towns, most of them, was flooded by this government. How does it make you feel as a black man in America?
I mean, it make me realize that it's in their nature. You can't trust a lot of them. I mean, throughout history, you would expect them to be like that. They've been doing this all throughout history, all around the world.
Build 200 more, bro.
The next question is, what can we do to change that?
We can kill whoever trying to take away from us.
Build 200 more. How about that?
You know what I mean? It got to be an eye for an eye. Niggas is too nice.
All right, hold up,
Well,
hold up, hold up, hold up.
If I was a bully, right, and
Eye
every day
for
I
an eye.
come, listen, if I was a bully and every day I come and take your shit, take your money, whoop your ass, in my mind I got, oh, listen, he ain't gonna do nothing. I'm gonna
This
keep
is
going.
circumstance.
He ain't
This
not,
right here, part of it is
not gonna do
circumstantial.
nothing. I'm gonna keep doing it. You know what I'm saying?
What you're saying is circumstantial.
I'm not gonna retaliate. But we
black
don't wanna
people.
we don't wanna go take it there. That's our problem.
That's
We don't
circumstantial.
Nah, you gotta learn how to play their games with the politics. Like every other ethnic group, every other race that come over here, they play their game, they build their own communities, deal with their own people.
Mm,
They had their own
mm,
Chinatown, or their own
mm,
Hindu towns up in New
mm,
Brunswick.
Well,
Know what I'm
the
saying?
question
mm,
is,
Mexican
mm,
areas. Look at Long Branch.
mm.
Portuguese got shit on lock on Broadway.
Damn. Oh
Main
shit.
Street,
Oh
Mexicans.
shit.
what's
Damn.
the
He
first
building
step to
now.
that?
Oh shit. He
What's
building
what's the
now.
first step to
Oh
that? What's the first
shit.
step to that?
Oh
You got you
You talking
got
shit.
about
you
our
got to
people?
get your
Damn.
you got to get your people in
Damn.
politics on both
Damn.
sides.
They building
Democrats,
now. Oh
Republicans. You
shit.
need black people on both sides, and then they
Hey.
got to learn to work as
So,
allies. You got to get people
okay, so
lobbying. You got to have
right,
that bag, pay
so
people
basically,
off
what
just
you're
like
saying,
they do.
Oh shit. There they
before we
building
even make
now.
those, hold up, before we even go in those directions, the first thing we got to do is come together. Is what you're saying?
Oh shit.
Because
Yeah, I mean
that's how
that's
it
the
all starts.
key.
You got to come together first
Yeah, but just
before
just
you can actually.
protest. just protesting and screaming and hollering ain't getting nothing done. You gotta do like every
It's
other
like,
race do. And they build, they bring their people in, they get an area. Next thing you know, they running the school systems, the police
Let
departments,
me ask you this.
everything.
Nasir, let me ask you this, Nasir. So the 200 towns
Brother
that was
Claude Anderson,
the 200 towns that
Dr.
was
Claude.
flooded. You don't think they had unity? You don't think they had the bag? You don't think
Oh
they
yeah,
had
yeah. In those towns, yeah, they did have unity. That's why they did what they did.
right? So this is what I'm saying. Like, and then you mention other ethnic groups, right, that come together and flourish in America. But you don't see America flooding their towns or bombing their towns. They only do it to us. That's what I'm saying. Like, we not playing fire with fire. Uh, when they burn our churches down, we don't go burn their churches down too. You know what I mean? When they kill one of our kids in the street, we don't go unalive one of their kids in the street. So like it's the bullying syndrome. They're not gonna do nothing to us. They can do what the fuck.
So I'm just my question is when they unalive one of our kids, it's right that we go unalive one of their kids. Is that how is that pushing things forward, or is that
If you
sparking a whole
unalive
war?
one of my kids, I'm going unalive one of your.
What you do is you don't kill one of their kids. You kill the
But
person who did this.
this the thing. This the thing. Like we don't
So
always
that's
gotta we don't always gotta say what we gonna do. Like the dude in Texas that bought all that land and trying to talk about he gonna build a black city. You don't gotta advertise it. You got all these white motherfuckers building, got all these acres of land. They train them motherfuckers how to handle guns, self-defense, and all types of shit. You don't see them on TV saying, oh, we getting this training camp for all white people and all this. They just buying up acres and putting shit on it, living on it, teaching their kids and friends, everybody how to hunt, how to survive. Like,
It's 1% of the black population that's doing that right now. 1%. Niggas can't even come together and get a motherfucking piece of property, let alone some land.
that's like if you go to New Brunswick, you see the Indians got their own little communities. You go to Lakewood, the Jews got their own little thing. You go to certain part of it, you got Asians in certain cities, got their little Chinatowns and Korean towns and whatever else.
Yeah, I like when I stare MAGA up. He right in his element. Yeah. Shoe shuffle.
That's like Asbury, as black as Asbury used to be. Like it should be a black mayor, but you know, motherfuckers when motherfuckers get those positions, they fuck shit up. They want to start stealing.
hmm And that's why they taking everything now. They're like, y'all had it for 40 years straight, and they do shit after the riots. They do nothing with it.
You don't think they had it where niggas can't really move though? Denying shit and shit like that?
Yeah, well,
Or was free beds. It was just open game for
It was just all of the black people.
well, you can move there. That's not that here. You can move. Can you afford to? Can you afford to? And they got their stipulations in place to make sure that you can't. You see what I'm saying? That come and they all cohesive with it. Meaning they all on the same page. And this is like a visible form of redlining because they know the average black person just can't 60, 70,000 a year just can't keep up
But
with
you
that
gotta
standard.
Just
keep in
can't what?
mind.
Stick together? What we
Yo,
just
keep
can't do? Stick together? That's what we can't do.
Huh.
What can't we do?
We can, we just don't. And we don't so much it look like we can't.
Mm.
The problem is too much of that poison is in each one of us. Too much of worrying about everything else instead of focusing on your part. And too many outside distractions, too many
This for
dependents,
many.
things that you depend on. And
But you
in a
gotta look at it
way,
like this. Look at this. White people, Asian people, Latino people, they beef too. They beef. They don't get along with each other. But when it comes time for self preservation, they know how to get it done.
They beef too, but we never know about it. They not out in the corners every week with a new fucking World Star video of them fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? Let me just tell you. Let me be honest, man. A lot of the things that we've all done it. We've all piled up in front of an establishment or on somebody's porch or up and down blocks and stuff. I know when we was in the midst of whatever we was doing. I understand that. When you sit back and look at that, that don't look terrible, like a bunch of roaches running around your kitchen or something like that. You don't never see that kind of shit in those white neighborhoods. And that's all they need to know. That's all they need as fuel to keep you away. Shit like that. I don't want this house ran down. I don't want this house beat up. I don't want this, I don't want them to bring that nonsense over here. And we do it so much that they have no choice but to believe this is what happens with all of us. That's a damn shame. Even though we know that's not the case.
You'd be surprised how dirty white people houses is and how many.
I didn't say that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is the outside. We're talking about something in the inside. You're not going in their house. We're talking about on the outside. If you go, in the summertime, when you go down Prospect Avenue, which they broken up, you will see so many porches filled with niggas. What white person gonna be coming?
Always
Not that
deflate.
they mad
What
at.
about them? Well, theirs ain't like this, or theirs ain't like that. He ain't talking about that. He talking about us.
We talk
Talking about our
about us.
condition,
Yeah,
our state of
yeah.
standards, us. Always
For
trying to
example,
deflect some shit. Well, you don't know how
for
dirty they
example, and I
house
always
is.
say this.
First thing a
And
motherfucker
even,
trying to do, man.
and even if it is dirty, you will never know about it because they not out broadcasting this shit. All right. For example, remember
I feel
the brother
dirty.
John, the brother John,
But whether
the
it is
brother
or not,
John,
though, who cares? Who cares how they keep their shit inside? We talking about us, our people, our
the
condition,
brother,
our standards of living.
Now you
look.
The shit that we co-sign and we allowed to happen and partake
The
in.
brother, the
the
brother
same
had
nigga
Mr.
said
Pieces
he
for
happy 200 black towns
look,
got flooded. Shut your ass.
look. The brother had Mr. Pieces for a summer after he spent the whole year putting into that shit, right? He had it for a summer, and Nick came back and was like, nah. Whether he could pay the rent or not, the way that shit looked, Nick didn't want that because he had that for
Nick
20
did the
years.
same thing they doing when we this show about. He did the same thing to him.
You can't deny somebody presence if they're taking care of
He
business.
flooded his ass and got him
Yeah,
out of
but
there.
Nick owned it. Nick owned it. That's the difference. But the brother didn't own shit. He was renting.
And he
Nick
wasn't
already
paying
knew
that
he had.
rent. I mean, you gotta get to the
I,
source. He wasn't paying
all
that
right,
rent.
I understand that too, but I hate to say things like that. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it like this: would you trust just hopping out in front of that store, leaving your car running to go in there and buy something with all them roaches running around? Fuck no, hell no.
You know what's
You might
crazy?
run in there to get you a Dutch or a drink, and you run into a whole nother problem that's already pre-existing. So it's
Free,
not exactly what they do; it's the way they carry themselves that have
you know
everybody looking like that's a fucking drug spot. That's a fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's
free,
1,000 packs of weed in there, but they ain't selling no food.
hey, free, come on, you going too far. But free, check this out, right? You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Associate of mine and shit pulled up. This one, Nick was in there. Get a slice of pizza. Nigga had his car running. Niggas pulled off of this shit. Yo, he was mad as hell. I said, yo, you should know better than that, man. Come on, bro. That shit crazy,
All right,
man.
let me use
Shit like
another
that, like
example.
that.
I
Let me use
understand,
another example.
what you're saying. Like,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Because I could use
but
an example about our
feel
crew
like
alone.
I
We
feel
used to spend the night in the
we need to be
studio.
aggressive towards
How many albums do anybody got out?
to
Like
each other.
out.
We ready to knock each other head off, but we let other motherfuckers do whatever they want to.
No.
We
That's
sweeping
the
under the
problem.
rug.
We need to take accountability and do better.
We took
That's the whole
accountability,
purpose.
nigga. We've been hung and castrated and all that. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, you took accountability. There's no you in we. There's a you in unity, but that don't exist in us. Really. That's what we're talking about today.
That didn't listen to me. I
That's
don't know
why.
about
That's why we don't have those 400 businesses. And when we did, we trusted everybody. We didn't have the manpower. We trusted
It's our
everybody in the
fault
lives.
it's our fault to be trusting people. Yeah, that's how they
Huh?
got this. We was too trusting. Yeah, you right.
We
That's
trusted
what I'm
everybody.
telling.
We didn't
I'm telling
we
you, you
wasn't
need
we
to
didn't
be.
know. You got to remember when they came, we welcomed them. We knew where they came from. We knew who they was a part of. We welcomed them. What we didn't
We
know
need to
is
be
the
more.
devilishment that they brought with them.
But
So now that here it is, thousands of years later, we educated on this. Why not try the same thing again? Except for we know what they're going to do, so we don't have to do business with them. Go back to what he was just saying. How about build another 200 businesses or another communities or whatever that was? That's the start, but you got to get together to do that. You got to get in our politics. It's like what Dr. Claude Anderson,
Yeah, and we can
he's
do that.
always saying the same thing. It's the same thing. I don't see nothing else. I don't see if until you can do things like that, I don't see no progress at all.
We
Sorry.
we got more than 200 businesses. I'm talking towns, nigga, that was
I
flooded.
mean towns. I'm in towns. Whatever we talk about. We can't even get. Can we get 200 businesses in Asbury and Neptune?
If you
In order
niggas
to
have
have a
faith in
black,
yourself, you can do
in order to
anything.
have a black town, you gotta have black people owning the properties.
And the game's so rigged, they will never let us to have that unless we come in with cash money. And they know we don't have that cash money.
Not necessarily true.
And oh, okay,
I mean,
okay.
you got certain
Well,
middle class
you
black
think
areas.
are we educated? Is all of us educated enough to go in and get these grants and loans and
I
things that
think
we are entitled to?
if I must, if I'm allowed to interject,
You are.
I believe I feel that I see that if create some ciphers, man, some town halls, and begin the process, or
Mm,
overnight, late night, when those that's in the trenches, take an hour out, the wee wees, and, entrench themselves into some education. I think we can get there. I believe we can get there. A building that might be 1.2 million, 1.5 million, but I believe if 5, 6 people come together and pull their resources together, it can still happen. So it's on us, bro.
you talking about that?
But as long
I
but as
want to
long
be
as we
one of those
complain
500.
about, as long as we keep jumping out there in the street protest complaining about a cop
Right,
that
brother, you
shot
can
a
do anything
motherfucker or
you
killed
want.
a motherfucker, but we'll have certain cities and certain areas that motherfuckers is getting killed every weekend. Dozens of people every weekend, but we ain't complaining about that. We ain't saying shit about that. We ain't saying shit about our
Mm-mm.
standards and how we carry ourselves, our moral compass. We don't say shit about that. Well, it was
Not
one
a damn thing.
isolated incident by another race. Oh, we out margin. Oh, they doing this. Oh, they doing that. Well, we gonna take our own accountability, man. That's the main shit.
That's it. You gotta
I
take
try to G-check
accountability.
myself every day.
Me
It's
too.
easy to point out somebody else's shit, but when you gonna point out your shit? When you brushing your teeth, you looking at
Well,
yourself in the mirror. When you gonna point out your shit?
to point what happened to you to your ancestors. It's easy to do that. When you gonna blame yourself? I feel when you gonna blame yourself for the tyrannical hand that oppress your people. I feel you.
White Americans, land ownership has
This
historically
thought
been the
oppression
cornerstone of generational wealth.
change the thought
It
pattern,
enables
man.
them to build equity, send their children to college, and pass down resources. For Black Americans in these drowned cities, those opportunities were destroyed. This resulted in a widening racial wealth gap that persists even today. Black families were forced to start over with little to no compensation. They found themselves trapped in cycles of poverty. Their dreams of upward mobility were replaced with the harsh reality of systemic exclusion. For the descendants of these displaced families, the trauma ate deep into their emotions. Many grew up hearing stories of the cities that once stood. Their parents or grandparents spoke about the vibrant communities that turned into ghost towns. These stories inflict a sense of loss that's hard to quantify. A loss of a tangible heritage, of a physical connection to their ancestors, and of the pride that comes from knowing their people built something extraordinary in the face of oppression. Black neighborhoods are still disproportionately unfortunately targeted for destruction or redevelopment, usually under the guise of progress. Highways are being built through historic black districts. Toxic industries are situated near black communities. Though the approach may have evolved, the intention remains the same. The waters may have covered the land, but they can never erase the truth. It's time to let these stories rise to the surface, for the sake of justice and remembrance of those who were affected. In recent years, researchers have begun to dig deep into the fragmented records of these lost communities. They are revealing the location and the true story behind these cities that were erased from the archived maps. For example, Oscarville, Georgia, once dismissed as folklore, has been rediscovered through archival digging. Historians have found clear evidence of thriving black businesses and farmland that were submerged to create Lake Lanier. Similarly, the history of Seneca Village, which was a predominantly black settlement in what is now Central Park in New York City, has been unearthed, opposing the narrative that the park was built on empty land. Technology has also become a powerful tool for rediscovering these histories. Underwater archaeologists are using sonar technology to locate submerged towns, while digital platforms are creating virtual recreations of these communities. Projects like these bring the past to life and also ensure that these stories are preserved for future generations. Memorials and documentaries are also shedding light on these forgotten towns. Some community leaders and descendants are hosting events to honor the memory of their ancestors and ensure that the legacy of these communities doesn't go extinct. We all have a role to play in rediscovering these truths. It starts with education, learning about the history that has been intentionally hidden, and sharing these stories with others. It continues with advocacy, supporting the efforts of historians, activists, and descendants who are fighting to preserve these legacies. It forces us to confront the question, what can be done to repair the damage inflicted on these communities and their descendants? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe for more.
Shit. Hey, man.
So answer him. What could you do?
Build, and guard. And be ready to blow a motherfucker head off. Yeah, like a dog with rabies all over my shit. I want shit to hit shit out the sky if I think something over my shit. Yeah. And stay away from niggas that want motherfucking kumbaya world. Cause I don't want it. Everybody, my friend ass niggas, stay away from them niggas. Yeah, that's my answer.
Sounds like a start. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a start.
Yeah, don't write it down, nigga. Yeah, man, I just wanted to share that.
I got
man.
a photogenic memory. I got it locked in my mind.
This is my story, yeah. You know, my story, yeah, where I'm sharing all black information all year. You know what I mean? That was a nice little documentary right there. You'd be surprised, like a lot of shit people don't know. You know, so you never know who might watch this and be like, damn, I ain't know all that shit, man. You feel me? That's what all it's about. Sharing information, man. You know, and that's it. You sent me some shit about the Trump loving whore, Nikki, man. You know, she's mad at Jay-Z for being on that list, man. The audacity.
Oh yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, why she ain't mad at her own brother though?
Yeah, I don't know. She tried to post that. She posted that picture of Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, and Aaliyah, and that picture. They said that picture was from 2000. From 2000, said Aaliyah was like 21 in that picture.
Well, every time I said she was 16, he was 27.
Yeah, nah, that picture from 2000.
But I'm like, damn, wasn't she with R. Kelly when she was 16? She was with both of them. Aaliyah got around because Dame Dad said Jay-Z was with her first. Ah, damn, that was she was running around with anybody, huh? Running around, man. I think that's the culture, man.
Right.
That's what they do, man. It is I mean, they get them into that shit so they can use that shit in the long run on. You know? That's a ritual. My thing is, you're seeing all these celebrities popping up. Who's gonna be held accountable though?
Yeah.
I don't see nobody getting in trouble for it.
Well, you gonna see.
Trump gotta see if they go, Trump gotta go. Trump ain't letting them go to jail because they was there with him.
Get that money together. That's
You gonna owe me, nigga. That's what
They
you
say
came
Obama
on
the only
for.
one name that wasn't in there.
Right. When you had Trump, you had his wife in there,
His ex-wife.
and his daughter in there too. Or
His
his son.
ex-wife. I know his ex-wife.
Ain't his mother in there too?
Shit.
Or his father? Man,
Obama all in that shit. I don't know what y'all looking at.
Obama ain't in there,
What y'all,
bro.
I don't know what y'all
That's
seeing.
a lie. That's a lie, bro. Obama ain't in
Okay,
there.
so let me ask you this then. So since you didn't see Obama, so since Obama's not in there, you want to up your bet? You want to add another 1,000 to it? You want to give 1,000 to somebody? You want them to hold the bread? Since if you feel a little shaky, you want to turn it over to somebody? How you want to do it? You want to add? You want to add on? You want to go up? Since you're so confident, you want to go up? You want
Only
to
if you
add
bet
on?
me. Only
You
if
want
you
to add
bet me.
on?
He trying to cut
You
me
want
off.
to
Let
you
me know
want to
when you're
add
done.
on?
Let me know when you're done.
Nah,
I'll
because I
answer.
like when you get to talking. You want to add on?
Ah, this nigga pop
The
out.
bet is Obama go to jail in the next 3 years. You want to add on to the bet?
So this is what you saying. Okay. You
You heard
saying
what I said, bro.
listen, you saying add on $1,000
Yeah, you want to make
that
it two?
Obama listen, you saying Obama is on the list and you want to bet me $1,000
No,
that
I'm
he is.
betting you another 1,000 that Obama goes to jail in the next 3 years. Within the next 3 years, that's my bet. That's
No,
the
you're
bet
not
as it
betting
always
games.
stand in the beginning. Do
I'm
you want
not
to
doing
add
that.
on to it?
Because you playing games. I don't want to do that. No. Keep the bet like it is, bro. I thought you said you wanted to bet me Obama on the list and Trump not on the list.
I don't want
Unless
to take. Come on, man. You sound. I
Cause
know you. I know you. I know you over
Trump
there
on
shivering
the
in
list.
your boots. I know you
Cause
over
you
there
know Trump
shivering in
on
your
the list and
boots.
Obama not.
I know you over there shivering in your boots. You grow some more hair on your chest, man. You ready to go up, man? Let me know, man. You ready to add? You ready to add on, man? Let me know.
You hilarious. Hey man, that's it for the night, man. Thanks for coming in, man. We covered the flooding of 200 towns of black people from the government. The government ain't shit still, and that's what they do. Guard your shit, eliminate. Yeah, we got them out of here. Guard your shit, eliminate the infiltrators, and don't share your business proposition with everybody, man. Because it's colder than ever been, man.
Keep dodging
It
the
might
ducks
look,
and slipping the suckers.
it might be nice, it might look nice, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Have a good night. Salute. Side facts. Not said. I
Peace,
free man.
peace,
All
I'll
right,
see you
peace.
tomorrow, man.
peace,
Peace, Lord.
peace. I'll stay up, man.